Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mike here at Rogue Comics, and I am going to be bringing you this week's new releases, which will be out tomorrow, Wednesday, which is traditionally New Comic Book Day. Yeah, so you know what? Let's get started. We will start with DC, as we always do. And I don't know exactly what's going on here. It's active, waiting for chat. Interesting. I did have it set up. Hold on one second. While you look at that Batgirl's cover, I believe it's for issue number 2. There we go. Yeah, I have not read this yet, but I did look through it. The art is, I don't know if Riley Rossmo is doing the art, handling the art duties on this, but it is very Rossmo-ish. Let's see. Connect. Okay. Let's try this. And then we'll do this. There it goes. Unfortunately, Pickle typed way too much stuff, but the Christian Bale Batman of comic book store owners. Yes, sure. Okay. So yes, let's move on. Sorry about that. I did try to have everything set up so this wouldn't happen, but clearly it wasn't as set up as I thought it would be. But this is Batgirls, issue number 2. Here is the B cover, which is a cardstock variant by Rian Johnson. No, sorry, Rian Gonzalez. Sorry. This one here, oh, lovely. This one here is Batman and Scooby-Doo. There is, believe it or not, there is a, subtitle to it, but unfortunately I don't remember what it is. Just, let me see. There we go. But it is number 10. I do know that. I can tell you that. Here we have Batman Urban Legends. This is issue number 11. Now, there is no... Usually what happens with this is that they'll show, like, if it's a miniseries, it'll say, like, say, 2 of 6 or, 10 of 13 or whatever. And I initially thought that this would be a miniseries, like 12 issues, but it doesn't say 11 of 12, so I guess this is an ongoing, which is really weird because each issue has 3 different covers, and it's like a $8 book, I think, $7 book. I mean, granted, there's 4 or 5 stories in there, so it is worth it. I mean, as far as the content to money that you pay ratio. But, yeah. And for some reason, why did I just hit that? For some reason, I only have 2 covers here. Well, there's 3 covers, I believe, but I only had 2, or maybe. Yeah, see, for some reason, I didn't get this cover this week. I don't know why. I'm going to have to look into it. But I do have this cover and this cover. Here we have Detective Comics. Now, I don't know what issue this is. I know it's in the thousands. It might be 1038, maybe. I don't know. But this is the A cover, and this is the B cover, the cardstock cover by Lee Bermejo. And I have made my feelings about Mr. Bermejo known plenty of times on these threads, these streams. So, yeah, but I love his stuff. Love it. Here we have Future State Gotham. This is issue number 9, and I looked at it earlier today, and I saw that Red Hood is back in there, which is really weird because I thought they were doing something on the Joker now. At least it was either last issue or the issue before then. So I don't know exactly what's going on here, but yeah, Jason's back in this. Let's see what we got here. Is there a difference when it comes to Detective Comics? As far as what? I mean, Detective Comics is part of, and actually this is weird too, but every title this week from DC is Bat or Bat related. And this one here, like I said, Red Hood is on here. But Detective Comics, it's in the Batman family, but it is its own story. It's its own title. You could just read Detective and you'll have a story that's separate from Batman and the 9,000 other Bat titles there are. You know what I mean? And last issue was really, the art in there by Ivan Reyes is fantastic. It's incredible. Now the covers, I can go back to it. I mean, Liber Mejo goes without saying. But for some reason, for the A cover here, they're doing like these sort of slightly photorealistic covers. Like that's an actual chick right there. That's not like something that, this guy drew. And it's digitally manipulated. So there was, I saw another video by one of the comics guys that I watch where they were talking about how there were people, with as far as the covers are concerned, the covers should represent exactly what you are getting on the inside. And now for me, I've seen covers where there's been like ridiculous stuff on there. So I'm not necessarily of that mind frame, like, where it has to be that way. But I guess if somebody picked up this cover and saw, hey, it looks like this, this is how the art is going to be on the inside, and it wasn't on the inside, I don't know if I'd be disappointed. Because Ivan Reyes' art is on the inside, but at least thumb through it before you buy it. Don't just buy it just by the cover alone. That's ridiculous too sometimes. Unless of course you collect Detective Comics, then you really don't have to look on the inside because you're going to want to buy the issue anyway. But yeah, no. If you buy Detective Comics, it has its own storyline. I believe there's actually 2 stories in here, so it's not just the main story. But last issue started a brand new storyline, which I think had Bruce leaving Gotham. I don't know. I was just awestruck by by Ivan's art. And this is the B cover featuring Red Hood. Right there. Here we have Harley Quinn, the Eat, Bang, Kill tour. This is issue number, I want to say 4, 5 maybe. Let me see. Wait till it comes up on the big monitor there. There's like a really, here we go. It is issue number 5. And that looks like Clayface right there. Clayface with a mixture of Poison Ivy maybe. Don't know what's going on in there. And yeah, there we go. Cyborg on a stripper pole. Nice. Nice. Way to go, DC. I Am Batman. This is the John Ridley written book. And this is issue number... Let's see. I think it's number 5. But it could be number 6. It is issue number 5 right there. Man Without a City. And there's the B cover by the Thief, Francesco Mattina. And yeah, they still have him doing work for them. Not too happy with that. Here we have the Joker. And this is issue number 11. And there are 3 covers for this. Man, I really don't understand the appeal of Harley Quinn. Yes, you and me both. There's a lot in this world that I just fail to understand, and that is one of them. I guess in the animated series, she was good, but yeah, and the whole Daddy's Little Monster nonsense from Suicide Squad, ridiculous. Ridiculous. This is the A cover for Joker, which was by Kim and Coley, I believe. Here is the B cover, which I think is Francis Manapul, maybe? Could be, perhaps. I don't know. And this is the C cover by the gentleman that does the variant covers for the Titans book, Titans United, which you will actually see towards the end. Spoiler alert. And, yeah. But I do like this one, too. Kale, I think is his first name. I did tweet him on Twitter asking how to pronounce his name, and he said it would be difficult to put across on Twitter. So just, I guess, KN. Here is Justice League versus Legion of Superheroes. Just when I thought we got rid of Bendis, well, he's back, and he's doing this. Fortunately, it's a miniseries, so there'll only be 5 or 6 issues of it, hopefully. I don't think it's 12. Maybe that's just wishful thinking, I don't know, but yeah. And there is the B cover. Here is Pennyworth. This is the penultimate issue, issue number 6 of 7. Here is Robin and Batman, the final issue of this 3-issue miniseries. I gotta admit, I was disappointed by this cover here. This was Raphael Albuquerque. And I believe this is one of the covers that they didn't show the image for. Because that's what happens sometimes with both Marvel and DC. And actually, some of the other ones too. Let me just not say that it's just the big 2. But there's other ones too, where when we go to place our final orders for the stuff, sometimes it'll just be an image that says, cover not ready or whatever, image coming soon or something like that. And you don't get to see what the cover looks like, so you have to order it sight unseen. And sometimes this is the reason why. And this is it for DC. This is Titans United, which I believe is the issue. And yeah, see, looking at the Robin and Batman cover by Albuquerque in the big screen there, it doesn't look bad. Robin doesn't look bad. It's just Killer Croc. If that isn't Killer Croc. If that is Killer Croc. This is issue number 5 of 7, and there we have Donna Troy on the cover. And here is the gentleman I was speaking of before. Kale, I think is how you say his name, and I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but so just call him KN. But he's been doing a series of variant covers featuring one of the Titans on each cover. There was one with Beast Boy. There was another one with Donna. This one has Hawk and Dove, as you can see. And just let me check one more just to make sure. Yeah, that was the last one. So up next is Marvel, who I just found out, and actually that's going to bring us to this book here, because I just found out that John Romita Jr. is coming back to Amazing Spider-Man, and I am excited about that. I just hope, I really hope, I hope they have a good writer. Because I got to be honest with you, this issue here, this cover right here is by Art Adams, and his covers are always excellent. But I wasn't really too impressed with the writing on the inside there. And I'm not that much of a Ben Reilly fan, so I'm hoping that this could start winding down his particular storyline and get back to Peter. But yeah, so this is like 73, 74, somewhere in the 70s maybe early 80s. I don't know. I can't see. It's not on there. Yeah, it's not on there. Here we have Daredevil, The Woman Without Fear, number 1. This is a 3-issue miniseries that I believe ties into Devil's Reign. There is no little logo on there, although there's no number on here either. So I did thumb through it, and the art in here is really, really nice. The writing is by Chip Zdarsky, and he's always good for a good story, so I'm looking forward to this. And the cover is by Chris Bachalo, however you say it, whichever way you want to say it. Here is Dark Ages. This is issue number 3 or 4. Let me see. And I haven't been reading this. I read issue number 1, and I did like it. I just... Dark Ages number 4. This is a 6-issue miniseries. And, yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, it does that thing where they have like I don't want to say a futuristic storyline or whatever, but, like characters are disposable here, and there's also other things that happen. So I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but yeah, it's issue number 4. 2 more to go. Here we have Darkhawk. This is the final issue of this 5-issue miniseries. This is showing you the Ron Lim variant first for some reason, but this is the A cover for those of you that are concerned with such things. Here we have Death of Doctor Strange, Bloodstone. This is a one-shot here. All you gotta do is buy the one issue, and you got the story. Of course, it does tie into the Death of Doctor Strange storyline that's going on right now. It's almost done. Here we have Devil's Reign, Superior 4, number 1. This is a 3-issue miniseries focusing on Otto and some other Ottos that that are kind of ridiculous. But yeah. Fantastic Four, number 39. I don't know why it's showing the variant first, but this is a variant. Shavrin. I don't know who Shavrin, what Shavrin's first name is, but I do know that's their last name. This is the regular cover, and it looks like it's by the Dodsons right there. And apparently, I believe, if I remember correctly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it said like the 6 Franklin Richards on the cover. It actually said that. It's not me making it up, but because all those people there, I believe, with the exception of Sue and Reed, are Franklin, versions of Franklin. Here we have Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, which is also the thumbnail, and this is issue number 3. I do like this cover. The art inside is okay, I guess, you know, but yeah. Marauders. This is the, well, I don't want to say it's the final issue because it's not, but it's the final issue before the reboot, which apparently is coming in March. But it's issue number 27. Here's the variant cover. And this is the main cover by Russell Dowderman. Here you have Marvel Voices. Yeah, you know what? I should have went through this to make sure that the A covers were being shown first. But this one here is by David Mack. And this particular Marvel Voices is called Heritage. And this is by Indigenous people. Now, I don't know if David Mack is, but I do like his art a lot. And this cover here, I believe this is a character that is featured in the Echo storyline that's going on right now, the 5-issue miniseries. Here we have a cover by Terry. I don't know what Terry's first name is. I apologize, but that's this variant. This is the main cover. I hope there's a Forge story in here. I do see Forge in the back there, right underneath the logo there. And that's also Werewolf by Night in the front there. Well, in the middle, I guess, in between Forge and Echo. And that's Danny Moonstar. And I don't know who the winged individual is there. But yeah. Ms. Marvel. This is issue number 2 of this 5-issue miniseries. And this is by, I think her first name was Betsy Cola. And this is the A cover. And why Loki is riding an elephant, I do not know. Here we have the final issue of Savage Avengers. This is issue number 28. Sad to see it go. Because let me tell you, those first like 6 issues that I read were crazy. Bonkers. Like ridiculous. Ridiculous. Spider-Woman gets dragged into the Devil's Reign storyline here. This is issue number 18. Yeah, I have another window open, and I'm looking at the all the files. And this is by this is a Perez variant, not George Perez. I think it's Perry Perez, same person that did this cover here. I gotta say, I don't read Spider-Woman on a regular basis, but this issue was pretty good. And yeah, I do like Wilson Fisk in here. Here we have Star Wars issue number 20. I got excited for this because if you're looking at the hollow thing that he has in his hand, you see that Yoda's there. And this story takes place in between Empire and Jedi. But I gotta say, I was disappointed by the art. But that's just me. Everybody has different tastes and different, yeah. Star Wars Bounty Hunters. This is issue number 20. Wow, they have as many issues as the main Star Wars book. That's pretty crazy. Here we have High Republic Adventures. This is issue number 12. And this is by Harvey Tolabau. I believe is how you say it. Let me see. Tolabau. Yes. He can really draw Rogue. He's done some covers or some commissions of her that have just been, oh my god, incredible. Here we have Star Wars High Republic Eye of the Storm, number 1. This is a really good cover. I like this one too. There were 2 other ones also, but this is the main one right here. Oh, Jesus Christ. Here's The Thing, issue number 3. This is the variant cover, which looks good, but it's just really pissing me off that it's not showing you the A cover first. This is the A cover right here. And this is issue number 3. This is a 6-issue miniseries, so we are now officially halfway done with this particular series. What does this say here? Does Spider-Woman have a similar origin story like Spider-Man? Well, see, I would like to answer this question, but unfortunately, there are more than one Spider-Woman. So, there were, I want to say there were 3. I know Jessica Drew was 1. I think Jessica is the one who is now in Spider-Woman here. And then there was another one in the 90s. I can't remember her name, but she had red hair and a black costume with like white arms and white legs. But it all depends on which one. I don't think it was similar where she got bit by a spider like Peter. The one who is similar like Peter was Cindy, who is Silk. Because apparently Cindy was bit immediately after by the same spider that bit Peter. Right before it died, it bit Cindy too, and that's how she became Silk. Here we have Wastelanders, Black Widow. This is issue number 5. This is the... Well, actually, sorry, not issue number 5. This is issue number 1, because all the one-shots have been issue number 1s. But this is a 5-issue miniseries, and this is the final Wastelanders story. This is also a podcast, which I have not listened to. But what the hell happens in the Thing solo book? Well, see, the Thing is a child of the 80s, and you know what they say. So clearly he's letting his inner Rocky out, right? You know? Or so I think so. Actually, I read issue number 1. I did like the art. I liked the art a lot. Story was pretty good, too. If a little... Well, see, this is the thing. This is what Marvel's been doing recently, and actually DC also, where they've been hiring writers, like novelists, to write comic books. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes it's just like, eh. This one was... It started out weird because it was like nobody wanted to talk to Ben. And like the Fantastic Four or the Fantastic Three, they were off on a mission. And he got into a fight with Alicia. And it was just like really... I don't know. It just seemed like out of place. Like he created these conflicts just to get Ben to this next step. It was really bizarre, but the art was really good, so I didn't mind it as much. But yeah. And last but not least, we have X-Men Legends. This was issue number 10, and I can't remember. I just forgot who did the writing. But I do know that Dan Jurgens did the art. And this is the A cover. This is the B cover right here. Initially, I thought it was a connecting cover, but I do not believe it is. And that is it for Marvel. Now I'm going to quickly get over to the Independents so I can... Right there. Okay. And we will start off with Animal Castle. This is the second printing for this book. This is issue number 1, which I still have not read, but I want to. Department of Truth, issue number 15. This is another book I'd like to read. I've tried. I've started to read issue number 1. And as I've said before, this is one of those issues that you have to devote attention to. You can't just half-ass it and just, be doing other things and multitasking, whatever else, while reading it, because you need to pay attention to it. And this is the B cover. Both of these are really, really creepy this month. And what's her name? The lady that's always on the covers. She's not here. I don't see her. I hope these creatures didn't eat her or anything like that. Here we have Rain. This is issue number 1. It's written by Joe Hill. And the art is by Zoe Thorogood. And I like her a lot. And I did like the story. It's basically... Okay, well, I can tell you because it's in the solicit, so I won't spoil anything and tell you what happens to any of the characters or anything like that. But basically what happens is there is a storm, and when it rains like literal spikes. And anybody that is out in the rain, obviously, imagine spikes coming at you, as fast as raindrops would. And so it's not good. And it lasts for about 7 or 8 minutes, and basically it's everybody has to deal with the repercussions for this storm. And Zoe's artwork is incredible. This does happen in the story there. And if I remember correctly, allow me to check here, but I'm almost positive that I just want to confirm, because, yes, that's what I thought. Mr. Joe Hill, his pops is Stephen King. For some reason, I thought his name was different, but Joe Hill is Stephen King's son. And he actually did write a story called The Cape for IDW, which was really, really good. The first issue, the first issue that he did, it was a one-shot, and the way it ended was really ridiculous, but in a cool way. King of Spies, issue number 2. This is a 4-issue miniseries by Mark Millar. And I forgot who. I think it was... Hold on, let me wait till it comes up on the big monitor there. I think it's Matteo Scalera. Yes. Matteo Scalera. Knighted, issue number 3. And this one has art by Mark Teixeira, and I forgot who the writer was. There it is, Greg Hurwitz. Greg Hurwitz has worked on a lot of TV shows. And issue number 1 was really good. Like, really good. And Mark Teixeira, for those of you that don't know, he wasn't the first baseman for the New York Yankees. This is a different one who did Ghost Rider in the 90s. He was basically like, anybody that knows Ghost Rider knows the 90s version, Dan Ketch. And he's the one that drew that. And he had a style that was awesome. Here we have Maniac in New York. The Bronx is Burning. This is the sequel to the first Maniac in New York series. This is issue number 2. Here's cover A. And here is cover B. Now, I was staring at this cover for a little while, trying to see, because I do have a thing with like anatomy and physiology and stuff like that. And looking at the anatomy here, I'm trying to actually figure out how, because some of it doesn't necessarily work. Like, if you look at it, like where the hand is and the mask and what looks like, I guess, his head underneath the knife. Because see, like, the mask is in the front, which is his face. And then behind it is, like, I guess where his head would be, the back of his head. And then I realized, you know what? I should really stop staring at this cover and finish working. So that's what I did. Here we have Phenomics, I guess. Phenomics. I do not know. I can tell you, though, that this is co-written by John Leguizamo, who apparently had an issue today for some reason with somebody. I don't know. I didn't care enough to find out But believe it or not, this is issue number 3. And this is the B cover. And remember what I was telling you earlier about sometimes on the solicitations they don't have the A cover or, variant covers or any cover? This is one of those things. Apparently this cover is, I guess there was a contest because it said contest winner. Unless that's the person's name. I don't think the person's name is contest winner. So they must have a contest to draw the cover for issue number 3 or whatever. And this is the B cover. There is an A cover. I'd like to show you what it looks like, but they didn't have the image, so I couldn't. Here is Scorched. Now, Scorched, I don't know if it's written by Todd McFarlane, but I can tell you that it has all of his characters in there. This one, this cover, now there's going to be, let me see how many covers. There's quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's going to be 7 covers for this particular book because I didn't do any of the variants. Well, not the variants, but like the ratio variants, I should say. Because usually they want like ridiculous numbers, like 50 or 25 even, But this is the A cover. This is by someone named Puppeteer Lee. And I am saying that right. Puppeteer. Here is the B cover by Brett Booth. Now, I'm not sure if this is a wraparound cover. I mean, I would hope it would be, but probably not. Here is the C cover. Now, this one is by Greg Capullo, who used to do Spawn back in the day. And recently he was doing, he did Batman with Scott Snyder. He also did Death Metal and Metal. This one here is by Todd himself. This is the D cover. Here we have the E cover. I can't remember who this is. Oh my goodness. The name is slipping my mind. I'm sorry, but I can't tell you it's the E cover. This one here. Yes. This is Mark Silvestri, based on that signature. Right below Spawn's cape there. And as you can see, there's Gunslinger Spawn right back there. Then you have Spawn Prime. And this one here is by Ryan Stegman. So yeah. Here is Undiscovered Country. This is issue number 18. And I don't think this is ending. But this is the end of this particular arc that I saw in the solicitation. This is this cover here is by Kevin Coley. And this one here, this awesome one, is by Jay Lee. And this is still written by Scott Snyder. So he's still doing this book. We Ride Titans. Now, apparently there's kaiju involved in this. I don't exactly know how they are, but this is issue number 1. This is cover A. And this is cover B. And last, but most assuredly not least, this is, as you can see right there, What's the Furthest Place from Here? And this is issue number 3. And I'm trying to see, no, his first name is not on there. But this cover is by Boss. And this one here is by Boo. Now, I know Boo's name is Sweeney, but I don't remember what Boss's name. So I can tell you Boo's name. But these are the 2 covers right here. And I guess later on down the line, they might actually do a variant version of this with a vinyl record, which I guess you had to order a lot because they were allocated because of everything that's going on in the world, and not a lot of stores, they allocated them, so the stores didn't necessarily get what they had ordered, which is kind of a bummer, but what are you going to do, right? And there you go. That brings us to the end of another New Comic Book Day release stream. I thank everybody for watching, and I hope this has illuminated you, and you will be able to go to your local comic book stores armed with the knowledge of what you want to buy or what is coming out. Now, mind you, there was more stuff. There were like graphic novels, trades, and stuff like that. Trades it's actually the same word, trade. Graphic novel, same thing. But basically, I'm just showing you the books that I'm getting here at my store because I'm an actual store. Well, I'm not a store, but the store. What's surrounding me is the store. And you could get in touch with me through roguecomics.online, which is right there. That's the website. All it is basically like a landing strip, and it gives you the links to all the social medias that I'm on. And as you can see right here on Facebook, it's Rogue Comics CT. And then there's on Instagram and Twitter, that's Rogue Comics. And then I'm also on TikTok and all that other stuff that I'm forced to participate in that I really don't want to. And yeah. What does it say? Digizero, you should do a stream where you talk about your favorite superheroes. You know what, my friend? That's a good idea. Because there are times where I do watch, like, there's some comic book people that I watch. Not the people that read comic books to you or spoil things or whatever else, but the ones that give actual news. And unfortunately, most of the news that they give, it's like slightly sort of political, or it gets into the thing where it's like, you know, they're doing this, and it's like, it just drains all the fun away. And I want to do streams or videos where, like, for instance, there was something last week where people were getting all upset about Superman. Something happened to him, which I don't really want to say. It begins with the letter R, and it's basically the way you interpreted it. You know, the way it was presented, you could interpret it one way, which is the way that everybody did, and they got all upset about it, not realizing that the book that they're getting upset about came out the year prior. And it's like, okay, well, it happened back in March of 2021. Why weren't you guys upset about it then? If you're such big Superman fans and you're oh my God, the outrage, they've desecrated my favorite character. And it's like, but it happened last year. So he can't really be too much of your favorite character if you didn't know it happened, or you know it if you're not buying comic books. So sometimes I wonder if these people just do it for the clicks, or they do it for, you know, the super chats or any of this other stuff. And it's really ridiculous, you know. But I have thought about that, or like trying to do a video, but I'm just like, I'm very, like, even doing this, like the graphics and all that other stuff, I'm really too anal about it, and it's got to be like a certain way, and I want it to, you know, I want it to do fancy things, like even like right now, I'm gonna take that comment off and put this one on. It really bugged me that I couldn't do what you can do on StreamYards, and I didn't really want to do StreamYards because I don't know, it's okay, like when you're on a chat and, you know, everybody's talking and just hanging out and stuff like that, basically like Zoom. But like when you're trying to do something like this, you know, I want to have control of the features. I want to have control of the layout. I want to have control of, you know, the options, you know, and not being able to show the chat or people that are actually participating and interacting with me really bugged me. But thankfully Lunga on the Grey Council, he did this, and I'm like, oh, I looked into that because he had mentioned one time what it was, and then I Googled it and I found it, and, you know, so I'm able to actually show people that actually want to interact. Or sometimes, since this is being recorded and it's going to be up for the week, or, you know, actually forever now, people that are doing the replay might not watch it live, watch it later. I'm going to, you know, answer questions, and they're not going to know what I'm talking about because I couldn't show the chat, but now I can. So I don't know, but yeah, no, I do. It would benefit the people that are getting into comics or want to get into comics. I do see that, yeah. And there are quite a few characters that I do, and writers and artists, definitely artists. I do, but, and yes, yes. This is wholeheartedly true, my friend, and it's really annoying, and there's not much you can do about it, you know. you sit there and some people are led astray by these grifters, and it is what it is, but hopefully the people that don't do that will rise to the top, or you'll realize that, or I don't know, or you'll be able to see through the grifters and see what they're doing, and see that they're creating fake outrage and fake drama just to start something, because it is true. Drama sells. You could have 2 streams. One stream will be like, okay, I'm going to talk about things that I like. Nobody's going to watch that. You say, you know what? On the other stream, I'm going to talk about things that I hate, what pisses me off. I guarantee you could do 2 streams, one of stuff that you like and one of stuff that you hate. And the one of stuff that you hate, more people are going to watch than the one that they like. And that's ridiculous. It's completely and totally ridiculous. But I don't know. I do. I definitely hear you, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, I do. I'm trying to think about if I should continue doing the streams with the showing the books for sale and stuff like that. But I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, that's it, guys. I'm gonna split. I gotta put the stuff. Actually, I gotta put the stuff out. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. And as always, have a great new comic book day.